Hello, this is Chengal Reddy from Consortium of Indian Farmers. This I'm addressing Karnataka coffee farmers. We met in December in Bengaluru. I met some of you in Bengaluru in December. You told me about your problems of confronted by coffee farmers. I was making a study and then found some very interesting details. Karnataka has been in the forefront of coffee production for over a century. But then in the last 75 years, especially in the last 30 years, how come the coffee growers are not growing along with other sectors like service and industry or coffee growers in Vietnam? Do you know that we are eighth in the world among coffee growers? And our productivity is more or less stagnated for the last 20 years. Whereas if you see Vietnam, a small country, nowhere, you see their productivity is almost 2,800 kg compared to your production of about maybe 13, 1400 kg. Why is it so? You're all Kurgis, and then you are a lot of coffee planters. You're all very well educated. You have almost every one of you have educational background, social background. How come in the last 30 years of liberalization, your coffee sector hasn't improved to the global standards? You know very well what is a global standard? India is becoming a world power, and India claims to be going to be a superpower. Our industrial service sectors have grown 10% in the last 30 years. How about your coffee? I want to tell you that agriculture is stagnated at 1-2%. Well, that perhaps is understandable because the rain-fed farmers or the small farmers across the country in cereals and commercial crops, they are very small. They don't have the resources. They don't have the organizational skills. They don't have either social or educational background. What about you coffee growers? You're all Kurgis, and I know that many of you are from very forward communities like Wakaligas and all that, and also a lot of people, moneyed people from cities. You have gone and settled there. What is that problem? Do you call it? Why is that your productivity is not increased? Whom should you ask? Look at what is your requirements. Firstly, you need water and electricity. Yes, most of you have got water and electricity. And Government of India claims that they are providing you fertilizer at concessional rate and also credit at concessional rate and also crop insurance. But then what about other things? But is these three things are really reaching all of you? I mean, in case of calamity or damages, are you able to get compensation, crop insurance? Or all of you are getting credit at a concessional price? Or the fertilizer available? Different types of fertilizers required for soil crop production. Well, I think these doubts have been expressed, they have been discussed. Now, what I am asking is something else. In May, you are getting parliament assembly elections. In May, next month, you are facing your assembly elections. What are you going to ask the party which is coming to you for voting, or the candidates who are coming to your village, to your home? What are you going to ask? I mean, are you going to ask? Have you ever asked them in what way they can help you solve the problem? All of you, have you collectively put up a board during the elections saying that any candidate coming to your village should look into these demands? And if the candidate comes to your group, will you ask him to give it in, assurance? Maybe today, in the modern days, you can record whatever he says and question him. Well, I think it's high time that you coffee growers at least should commence during these elections. Prepare an agenda or demands, charter of demands. It could be by your associations, it could be by your village, or you, every one of you individually. Nothing wrong. You have every right to demand. Because during these elections, you need to understand, make the MLA understand your problems. And also see that in the next 5 years, the gentleman whom you are going to vote are probably going to win and be there as a minister, maybe chief minister. He has to make some commitment. He just can't go on taking your votes and then be done away with. Look at an ordinary government service from your village or amongst your relatives. What is his condition? Why is that every one of you, including your own children, wants to go on to get into a government job? Because simple, there is a security for 30, 40 years. Every 2, 3 years his promotion will come. And they have an organization which safeguard their interest in terms of wage boards. I mean, go on adding a lot of facilities. Look at your own labor. If a labor works by himself, you pay his wage for a day, 6 hours or 8 hours working. But what about a government employee? He works for a day and then he gets salary for all the family. And then he gets health and educational facilities for the family. He gets facilities for retirement and he is assured of promotion. What about you, a farmer? You are working day and night. Why is that these facilities are not made available to you? I think it's high time that every one of you farmers should realize that these people in politics or administration, both in leaders as well as parties, they have taken you granted. Kisan hai, is a kisan, is a farmer. What farmer? Bullshit. Who the heck these fellows are to think that you are a good for nothing fellow? The reason is very simple. It's all because you farmers are not organized like labor unions. Your own auto fellow in Chikmagalur or Madakara, their union will demand. If there is a diesel price increase, petrol price increase, he tells the collector, bloody hell, you increase my wage. And you're any factory worker, you're a hotel worker. And the people doing shops, they increase their idli dosa prices. And I need not tell you what industrialists do. What the hell, you people? Why don't you start this coffee planters, all of you? Think this coming elections. Tell them very simple. Any party, first of all, they must include whatever your demands are in their manifesto in writing. Tell their leaders that the fellow must put coffee planters problems. This is what my party is going to do after these elections. If we win, we form the government. And tell that chap, that your local chap who is coming to you for votes, oh, come on, mister. Oh, tell us, what are you going to do? How are you going to handle? You can't simply say, my party has done bullshit. You have come to me. I'm giving you vote. I'm not giving, you vote. So therefore you do that. How are you going to do it? If you don't do this, do this. If you don't, next time, don't come into my village. Don't show me your face. Get out, get lost. Finish. Be off. We don't want to see you. Tell that these politicians, any party, doesn't matter. You see, politics is a business nowadays, mister. Because politics is, any fellow can become anything in this country. Workers can become leaders, MLAs, ministers, and any position can be achieved. Well, that is the interesting part of democracy. Very both interesting and absurd part of democracy, because democracy is all bloody, it's good, bad, and ugly. If you handle democracy in a proper manner, you are successful. Take simple logic, I need not tell you. From 1990, after liberalization, your industrial sector, your service sector, your IT boys, your doctors, engineers, lawyers, actors, every one of them are happy. Except you. You curse yourself, you curse your fate, you curse nature, you curse everybody. Except you don't realize that it is because of your irresponsibility. I would call it, I don't want to call it names, but you are arrogant or stupid. Are you ignorant? No, you are not ignorant, stupid, or arrogant. You have behaved for various reasons in an irresponsible manner by casting your vote to XYZ. He is my friend. He is my party, he is my maybe caste or community. I like his leader, I like his background, I like his bullshit. So all bloody bullshit. Don't care to hoots who the candidate is, which party it's. Simple. What are your demands? And which party is going to include them in their manifesto. On the day when this chap files a nomination, the fellow must come to every home and declare that this is what I'm going to do. The other issue which I want to tell you is, I know, I mean, in many places they take money. Well, I would suggest to you coffee planters. You are not in that begging position. So my suggestion is very simple. You put up a note, and 100 rupee note, or along with your demands. You write down your name and all that, and write down your demands, and put some money, that maybe 10 rupees, 100 or 200 rupees in that, and then tell it to your MLA. Look, Mr. MLA, I am sending you this money, and also I am going to cash this vote to you, candidate. But then remember, you have to do these things for my coffee farmers. In this time, I am giving you time. In 1 year, do this. In second year, do this. Third year, do this. This is what. So look, I'm a lawyer. I come from a farmer's family. I have been working for the last 35 years. I have established consortium of Indian farmers. And the simple problem I realize is the farmers are taken for granted by political parties, your legislators. Every Tom, Dick and Harry thinks that farmers are easy to manipulate or buy or whatever it is. No, bullshit, nonsense. Today in India, there are no castes. There is nothing like caste Lingayats, no. Do you think a Lingayat or whether Gaudas or anybody, an officer doesn't take bribe from his own caste people? No. They can take, everybody takes from everybody. More so if your own caste man, maybe he will take more from you. Nothing like today, there are people in government services, they are a caste. There are politicians, they are a caste. You see our leaders changing parties, but they don't harm each other because they are smart. You are not smart. You be smart. Look at our industrialists, they are all unionized. I mean, they can go anywhere, do anything, but they are not penalized. But you, if you don't pay money, you are in trouble. And what about ultimately the coffee profession? Today, do you think your son who opt for coffee, can to do coffee planting, he will get a girl to marry? I doubt. I know, because I know from Kashmir to Kanyakumari, the fate of farmers. If whether you have 50 acres coffee or 100 acres apple or 200 acres paddy, nobody cares. No girl will marry your son. No. So therefore, you use your brains. Be smart. Don't take taken for a ride by these chaps. No. Learn to be smart. Smart as politicians, and very articulate as an administrator, and very manipulator like a businessman. Be smart, man. Okay? See you. I hope you will understand and take it up in the elections. Bye.